Richard. How are you?
Avery, I'm good. How are you today?
Good. 1 week, 7 days.
Well, you're talking about Valentine's Day, aren't you?
I don't want to be grinchy about it, but I
know.
always feel like there's so much pressure and it's always a
It
bit
feels
forced.
contrived, doesn't it?
We say
feels
that because
like
clearly we're not the ones who are doing lots of planning for what we're getting the people we love for Valentine's Day.
No, we're the Grinches for sure. But, I think the pressure is on, right, for a lot of people to do something for Valentine's Day. And, it gets us thinking, too, Avery, about love. And there's an interesting annual report that comes out about what it costs to fall in love. RateSupermarket.ca out with this. What do you think, Avery? You know how much it costs?
This is for all the single people out there. Relish this. Take this in. Hold it onto your hearts for the next 7 days as you're hearing other people talk about love.
Little over $66,000, Avery. That's the cost of love, up 7% from last year. So that takes into account a 1-year dating period, an average wedding, and a honeymoon. All right, so, and really factoring into the year-over-year increase is food. Everyone seems to be a foodie or want to be a foodie these days. So when it comes to weddings, the cost has gone up because, the bride and groom, they don't want the average food offering at the wedding anymore. They want something special.
Yeah.
And the average wedding in Canada now topping $42,000, believe it or not. So it ain't cheap falling in love.
That's a lot of money. I don't know if you know that we've been doing this special survey about everything to do with sex and love and dating on our website, CityNews.ca. Have you been checking that out?
I haven't. I'm scared to look at that one. Should I go and check that out?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
we want to hear from everybody about what they have to do about it. Go on to it. You can log on. We won't know it's you, Richard.
Oh, good.
Even though we may have put a tracker on your email just to see whether or not. Okay, so a lot of people are thinking about that special someone. How many Canadians, though, have a job that they're in love with? I think we're pretty lucky that we do.
We are very lucky in that regard. Not everyone is, though. A third of Canadians, about 33%, say they're not in their dream job, not at all. Monster.ca looking at this, Avery. The good news, though, 49% believe they'll find that dream job at some point in the next 10 years. 35%, though, don't think they'll ever fall head over heels for their career. 91%, though, can find something to love about the job that they're in. 6% can't. Experts say if you're trying to find that dream job, maybe talk to a career coach. And if you know what job you're after, network. That's the key right now. Find professionals in that industry. Get to know them. You want to get into broadcasting, drop off your resume to Avery Haines. No, I'm kidding. Or Francis D'Souza.
Francis D'Souza, send it to Francis. It's perfect. Apple's always way ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. Their new complex is like a spaceship. Unbelievable.
It's wild. I want to show you some video. This is just a new drone video, and it's out in Cupertino, California, and it looks like a spaceship. So they're calling it the Spaceship Campus, and it was the brainchild of Steve Jobs. He came up with the design just months before he passed away in 2011. It's a 4-story circular building, 2.8 million square feet. It's going to house 13,000 employees. It has cost Apple $5 billion to build so far. And
no wonder our iPhones are so expensive.
Yeah, you're paying for the spaceship. There's a lot of unique design elements that went into it. Many of the proportions, like the curves of the corners, they come from Apple products. The elevator buttons, Avery, resemble the home button on the iPhone. So they kind of wanted the building to be an extension of the iPhone, an extension of their products. We should mention Apple stock getting close to an all-time high, above $131. It is the world's most valuable company.
Wow. Tell me about high-tech. I don't really want to know about high-tech underwear for men and how much money men are spending on their underwear, that it's actually going up a lot.
So this is the latest industry to sort of get upended. Manufacturers rolling out new features for men's undergarments. You see features now like moisture control, cool zones, antimicrobial and anti-odor technology. And in the past 3 years, the average price of men's underwear has risen by a third. Global sales expected to increase from $8.4 billion today to more than $11 billion by 2020. Experts, Avery, say this is an example of premiumization, whereby the experts in the fashion industry take something where we take for granted and give it some new features and up the price.
I didn't see much underwear in that advertisement at all.
Well, we were trying to keep it family rated here.
Gotcha. All right, well, listen, we know about red wine that tastes like chocolate and now beer that tastes like Oreos. What's that all about? I
don't know about this one, but yeah, a microbrewery down in Virginia coming up with an Oreo beer. It is a chocolate milk stout in which they put hundreds of pounds of Oreo cookies. There's even icing chunks floating around in the brew.
Adam Stiles would not be impressed with this. He is our beer connoisseur. He would not like this at all.
I thought this was right up his alley, quite
we'll
frankly.
Have to ask him.
But there you go, Oreo beer. As you know, we see a lot of microbrews, and they're trying to differentiate themselves. So here it is, a beer that eats like or drinks like a dessert. Avery.
Richard, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks.